Good morning, everyone. I'm Lars Bildsten, the director here at KITP. It's really my pleasure to have you all with us this week. I always ask the same question before we start every event. For how many of you is this morning your first time here in Cone Hall? Raise your hand high. Okay, so it's always more than half. I'm not sure how we do that, but thank you, coordinators, for doing such a great job. So first, I do want to acknowledge the coordinators. Rachel Somerville's here. Thank you, Rachel. Very good. Volker. Did I see Volker? No. Okay. Roberto. I saw him. No. Okay. Brant. Good. Somebody. And Marta, voluntary. Yeah. Okay, so what I'd like to do first is talk a little bit about KITP and how we decide what to do, since more than half of you are new to the Institute. So every year we take ideas, suggestions from you, the community, for programs, long events, 8 to 10 week long events. This conference, 4-day conference, is part of a long program. Programs are the hallmark of what we do at the KITP, bring together people for prolonged periods to form new collaborations, about 30 people in residence all the time during that period. Those programs do arise from suggestions, pre-proposals from the scientific community. We take those in early November. We then work with our advisory board to develop some of those into full proposals, and then we duke it out in late February to decide what to do. We approve about 12 programs per year. The Institute runs 50 weeks per year. The only 2 weeks we're not operating is the winter break, so the Christmas, New Year's break, and that leads to about 1,000 visitors per year. So I really do welcome all of you to think about future programs. Like I said, right now, you can go on our website and see programs through the summer of 2026. I'm looking at Mark Bowick. Let me introduce Mark, our deputy director. So Mark is someone who is integral to all of this work we do, and we do indeed have a calendar available for the next 2 years. So new ideas are welcome for periods beyond then. I would encourage you, if you have any questions about the process, I'll be around. Rachel is just rotated off as a member of the advisory board. She can well describe the process. Mark can. I'm seeing if there's other former board members here. Okay. But please do, if you have ideas for long programs, let us know. Doing all those programs means there's 2 programs here at any one time. So there's another program of condensed matter physicists studying Moiré solids. Many of you know these 2-dimensional materials. The reason I'm bringing them up is they just had their conference last week, and they'll think that they continue to get free lunch. So wearing your name tag is very important. For those of you who registered, your name tag is what will get you into the courtyard, which is where we have all the breaks, the lunches, and the dinners. So please wear your name tag. Please respect the fact that our staff are monitoring it so that condensed matter physicists don't eat your food. Another hallmark of the Institute is time for questions. So Rachel, I'm super confident, will set an example of what it means for a session chair to ensure there's time for questions. But because everything we do at the Institute is recorded and online, we also ask that you use the microphones during the question period. There's 2 microphones, and Rachel will probably corral people to help her with the runaround to get those recorded. It is the case that as well that we have a little bit on Zoom, probably not much today, we'll see, I'm not sure. But the main thing to say is everything's recorded. So typically by the end of the day, the talks are online and available. Thank you. Okay, I have approval from the front row. Very good. There's about 25,000 talks online, so if you're suffering from insomnia, we welcome your participation. Okay. Other announcements. The other part of the Institute that's special are our staff. So I really want to acknowledge Claudia, who's been doing all the heavy liftings. Claudia's our conference lead. And of course, Craig Kunamoto, who's computer lead. And Alina, who is doing all the recording. So speakers should have received a notice from Alina about your willingness to have your talks posted online, but also to send her the slides so that she can also have the PDF of your talk. Alina. The building gets locked around 4:30, so on evenings when there's dinner and you might want to go out and walk at the beach and come back, the best way to get back into the building is through the courtyard back door. The caterers come and go, so that's our security breach. But you're welcome to take advantage of it because the building does get locked in the evening. So just to alert all of you to that. I think I'm looking at Claudia to see if I've missed anything. Extra dinners, right. So if you're bringing someone with you to dinner that we don't know about, please see Claudia so she can collect the payment and increase the head count for the event. And I think that's it. Okay, Rachel, over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Lars. And let me just say a huge thank you to Lars and the KITP staff for all that they do and allowing us to be here. I'm very excited to see you all. Thank you to everyone who traveled from far away to be here. And I feel like the universe has been incredibly kind to us, right? So when JWST switched on, first of all, it worked. It didn't blow up. It's working amazingly. And it could have been sort of, oh, okay, it's discovering more or less what we expected. But no, it's given us many, many unexpected results that we get to puzzle over for this week. So I think it's going to be a really exciting and fun week. So I just want to say a couple of things before I turn into put on my chair hat and start the session. So as Lars mentioned, there's quite a lot of time for questions and discussion built in throughout the day, which is one of the wonderful things about meetings at KITP. And we would like those discussions to be as inclusive as possible. So we really want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable asking questions and participating in the discussion. So we've asked the chairs to be selective in the way that they call on people. So just be aware that, you may be feeling like, oh, I raised my hand first. Why are they calling on that person? Well, they might be calling on that person because they want to encourage an early career researcher to ask a question, or because they want to spread out the time and make sure that everyone gets time to ask their questions. So please be understanding about that. And if you don't get time to ask your question in real time, of course, we also have many breaks and lunches and dinners when you can approach the speaker and ask your question. And we have Slack channels set up, so if you haven't joined the Slack, I encourage you to do so. Each session has a channel where you can also put questions or raise points for discussion. And at the end of each day, we have a discussion on the topics that were covered in both sessions. So you can also, if you have a larger thing that you'd like to bring up for discussion, you can bring those up at the end of the day. Okay, I think that is all I wanted to say. So without further ado, let me welcome Caitlin Casey, who will kick off the meeting by telling us about massive galaxies.